Cary, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Rachel?
I'm doing good. So to start, what I really like about this movie is how it mixes, real life historical figures and historical settings with this fantastical world and also fictional characters. When you are kind of doing that balance between real life events and also Guy Ritchie's vision, does it change your approach to a character at all, knowing that there are historical elements kind of playing a part?
Yes, well, Guy Ritchie, it's a stylized version of the actual events, as you say. And so with Guy, it's my second time working with him, and so I'm very familiar with his style. And he always creates unique characters, really memorable characters. And he oftentimes completely throws out the scene on the day and writes a new one. So for me, I brought all the knowledge I had of Gubbins, Brigadier Gubbins, who's also known as M in the film. I brought all that knowledge with me and all my research with me, but I wasn't stuck on anything. I allowed myself, knowing, having worked with Guy before, that you can't get too rigid about certain historical facts or anything like that if you're going to do a period piece with him, because he's
Mhm.
just, he has his own vision that's so unique and so brilliant that it's exciting every day to go to work.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I was like this because I interviewed you for the other Guy Ritchie movie as well, and
Right, that's
I
right.
was, I was gonna say I was like, what is it about Guy Ritchie and working with him that kind of keeps you on your toes? Like you said, he just throws things out and he'll change what he wants.
Well,
But is
he's so dynamic a person, an individual. I mean, his energy is the energy you see in his work, whether it's
Mhm,
TV or film. Um, he's like a teenager that way. He gets bored easily.
mhm.
And so that's when you see his films or his TV shows, there's just no boredom at all. He doesn't have time for it. There's if a scene's going too long, it's gone or it's cut down to like that. And he has such a unique way of telling stories and creating characters, and obviously his editing and his style of filming are so unique that when you're watching a Guy Ritchie movie or a Guy Ritchie series, you instantly, you know.
Yeah. And you also went from, I watched both of the Rebel Moon movies, and you went from literally doing this sci-fi action thing to this historical action thing
Yeah.
with outrageous characters kind of in both of these universes. Is that for you as an actor a very fun and freeing experience to kind of be these off the rail characters and just get to play in these worlds?
Yeah, I like to mix it up, Rachel. I'm very fortunate that most filmmakers really appreciate that about me. I don't want to eat the same meal twice if I can help it. Um,
Mhm.
and so I like to stretch myself as an actor, and usually the projects that I'm fearful of are the ones I run towards. Yeah, because I know they'll challenge me as an artist. Um, but I was so thrilled to get the call by the folks behind Knuckles, Idris Elba, who's producing it and starring as Knuckles, and Jeff Fowler, who's the executive producer and directed the first pilot. And this show is also kind of like Guy Ritchie. It's just the adrenaline of it is incredible. Really, from start to finish, this series is just mind-blowingly exciting. I was so thrilled to be a part of it, and got to play a really over-the-top character. This exceedingly eccentric and egotistical bowling champion from Reno, Nevada, a British bowling champion from Reno, Nevada,
Marina.
and yeah,
I love Knuckles so much. I could
you
talk
do.
about Knuckles. I love Knuckles. I watched
Oh,
my
good. Let's
streamers and
talk
I was
about it.
like,
Let's
I
go.
was like, I could talk about Knuckles
Were you
for
you you a
hours.
fan of the Sonic franchise?
Yeah, me and my
Yeah.
one friend, I bring her to all of my screenings. And the minute I got Knuckles, I was like, Knuckles
Oh my
actually rules.
gosh.
My
Oh,
whole
that's so
group
great.
chat
Did you play the
talked
video
about you.
games as a
Uh,
kid?
yeah, me and my brother did. I didn't play them like a lot, but me and my brother played them when we were kids.
Great, great. Oh
But
well, you are the perfect audience for this movie.
it's so good. But to go back to Ministry for a second, I love that there is so many kind of distinct locations that people are in. Like you have Henry Cavill doing whatever Henry Cavill's up to on this boat,
Right,
licking his lips, shooting guns with Alan
right.
Richardson. And then you have Babs kind of on this mystery on this side of things.
Yeah.
Was there another location that you were not a part of that you were like, well, hey Guy, can I just be in that scene for whatever reason? Because I kind of want to go and play with that.
I knew what I was signing up for. They shot in Turkey. I'd already done Turkey with him for Operation Fortune. So I knew what I was signing up for. I'm playing a real life character, a guy called Brigadier Colin Gubbins, also known as M by his code name. And I knew, Guy sent me the early drafts of the script, and basically I play the guy who sends them on these missions, And so I kind of knew it was going to be a lot of interiors and offices and meetings with Churchill and things like that. So I was quite happy, honestly, quite happy to do that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to be on a boat. Who doesn't want to be on a boat, But I knew what I was signing up for. Yeah.
Yeah, now you are technically in canon an M. You're not James Bond's M, but you are an M in the canon.
Yeah,
of M
the original, the OG M, Rachel.
The OG to whatever Henry Cavill's up to.
To whatever, Bernard Lee, before all of them, the OG M, yeah.
But I do love, seeing you kind of take on these roles in action movies. I think they're so much fun. And every time you pop up, like, me and all of my group chats are just so excited to see you in something.
Thank you.
Literally, the Knuckles picture ended up in all of my group chats, and we all were just like,
wow.
It's Cary and Knuckles.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Is this genre in particular, like these action worlds, where you feel the most comfortable, or is there another genre that you kind of want to fall back more into?
I like to mix it up, like I mentioned earlier. I like to change it up a bit. Ministry was my first World War II movie, and so knowing that it was going to be Jerry Bruckheimer and Guy Ritchie, I was like, this is going to be absolutely brilliant and exciting, and it was. Knuckles, I was a fan of Sonic. Obviously, Jim Carrey's an old friend, and so I went to his premieres and met the filmmakers, and that's sort of how this whole thing started. And so knowing how that would be a character that would be so over the top for me and no one would expect me to play it, that's sort of, again, something I wanted to explore.
Yeah, and for a last quick question,
Yeah, sure.
I just love seeing you pop up and things. I think it's so much fun.
Oh, thank you, Rachel.
What do you, when you kind of go into these roles that are, either guiding people or telling people like, here's your mission, what do you hope audiences kind of see in those and like react to you being like that guy in these movies at this point?
Well, I just hope that audiences obviously respond to the character and feel an authenticity of the roles I'm playing. But overall, I'm just hoping they respond to the projects themselves. I'm a part of it. It's an ensemble piece. And lately there's been a lot of ensemble pieces, and so I'm obviously gravitate towards great filmmakers. I've had a really amazing couple of years working with Chris McQuarrie and Zack Snyder and Jeff Fowler, and obviously all these wonderful directors, Guy, that I've learned so much, over the last few years from so many people, because it's a learning experience. You're always growing, hopefully, as an artist. And every time you get with a great filmmaker, you learn something new,
Yeah. As always, it's so nice to talk to you. And like I said before, your movies mean the world to me and my brother. So every time I get to talk to you, I get to rub it in his face that I talked to Cary Elwes. So thank you so much.
Tell him I said hi, please.
I will. I'll tell him you said hi. But thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Take care.
Have a great one.